Okay, so next question comes from Eleanor Toblem. Raise your hand. Am I looking over there? Yep. We'll get a microphone and camera to you.
What would you say to motivate someone to go to synagogue more often? Because for instance myself, my family keeps Shabbat, but it's really my shul is really far away, so we don't go often, even if we could. What would you say to motivate someone more?
Before Rabbi Rowe answers that question, raise your hands if you would say you find synagogue to be quite boring. Raise your hands. Okay, so that is the majority of the room. Raise your hand if you... I guess, Rabbi Rowe, if you want to do more poll questions, you're welcome to. Who really enjoys going to synagogue? Raise your hands. Okay, so we've got a couple. We've got some people. There is yet hope. Okay, Rabbi Rowe, go ahead.
So let me answer. I think that's a brilliant question today, and let me point out something really important. The first thing I'll say is that if a person finds synagogue really difficult, there's a lot of other mitzvot they can be growing in. You see, in a lot of religions in the world, there's only one place really that you're holy, and that is the place of prayer. In Jewish world, not only is that not true, it's not even the priority. I'll explain to you something which I think people find surprising. In Jewish law, if you walk into town, what is the first communal building you're meant to build? It's not a synagogue. That's incorrect. The first is actually a mikvah, which is a place of where the laws of family purity are. It's actually a women's mitzvah and laws of family purity. The second is also not a synagogue. The second most important religious institution is a school. And the third is a school, and the fourth is a school, and the fifth is a school. When you've got every single child and adult able to be learning and growing, because the center of Jewish life is actually the home. The center is the home, and the next center is the learning that we do, and then the next center after that is the place we go to pray. Synagogue is important, very important, but it's third on the list. And I would say that if a person really struggles, so if you don't want to go or whatever, so there's plenty of other areas to be growing in. In Jewish religion, remember, take, for example, the most important festivals. Take Pesach, Seder night. Where does that take place? In a synagogue? It's in a home. Hanukkah. Yes, you light in a synagogue, but the most important mitzvah is in a home. Most of what we do, the mezuzah, is in a home. The vast majority of mitzvah we do, Shabbat, all these things, keeping kosher, these are not done in synagogues, these are done at home. That's first of all. Second of all is what we call the mitzvah that is keneged kulam, that is equivalent to everything, is the study of Torah. Grow in learning the text, grow in not just learning about Judaism, but learning from Judaism. And the more we do that, the more we will be growing everywhere. And then synagogue will become there eventually. If we do want to try to engage in synagogue and make it more exciting for us, one of the most important things, again, is always take things step by step. Right? If a person hasn't been to synagogue for a long time, it's difficult. First, it's in Hebrew. We don't necessarily understand the prayers. Even in an English translation, it's not always clear how to relate to them. So learn about it. Take one prayer like Shema or something and learn what it really means. Study it, get the meaning. See, when a prayer speaks to you, then when you go to the synagogue, go a few minutes for that prayer and do it. That's the bit you're going to enjoy. That's how I would do it. I would say to people, first of all, if you really struggle with synagogue, there's so many other areas to be growing in, and take them, enjoy them. Some people love putting tefillin on. Some people love the candles of Friday night. Some people love the Shabbat meal. But learn, grow and learn. And if it comes to the point where you're ready, and by the way, if a person prays at home all their life, that's also very good. If a person, if a person doesn't like the physical text or the struggles, so talk to God once a day yourself. These things can also fulfill deep mitzvah. It doesn't have to always be in a synagogue. Now, if the ideal is certainly synagogue community, certainly for men, the ideal absolutely is to try to get to at least the communal prayer. But again, same thing then. If we want to get in that stage, we feel ready to take that step, but we just struggle with it. So make it more meaningful by studying it and picking a focus on doing a bit less with more intent and understanding than just trying to follow along and garble away stuff that we don't yet understand. And the more we do that, probably the more we'll relate to it and enjoy it, and it actually becomes deep and meaningful. And I do think, you look at things like Rabbi Sachs's introduction to the Siddur, there's some very profound and beautiful works and essays that can actually help us connect to prayer. But one thing I would say, no matter what, and this is true no matter how religious or secular a person is, so long as we have either belief in God or belief there might be a God even, is probably enough. Talk every so often to God. Develop a relationship. If we leave our relationship dead and then we try to turn up on Yom Kippur, let's say, and try to have meaning, it's not going to work. talk, have conversation, express ourselves. You know, if God's out there and loves us, so talk about things that we're grateful for. Talk just once a day about things that we're struggling with. If we can develop it into Shema and other things, then fantastic. But like I said, and I really believe this is, if that's the barrier, there's plenty of other areas to be growing in.
Okay, great.
To stay up to date with the latest JCV content, if you're on YouTube, click subscribe below the video and the alarm bell. And if you're on Facebook, click the like button, and under following, click see first.